This is the Indesign review with some tips and tricks for you to help you along the way. First thing I want to show you is how to change the ruler. Remember, on the left side right here, this vertical ruler and this horizontal ruler, the easiest way to do them is to right click, and if you want to change it to points, inches, millimeters, centimeters, this is the section. I'm going to change this to inches. You can also go into edit and come all the way down to preferences, and you can change it in units and increments as well right here. And with this right here, it says ruler units, and you can change it right here as well. Next, in order to change the display of the performance to high quality, you go up to view and you come down to display performance and you click on high quality. Make sure nothing's selected on your page at the time before you do the high quality as well. You'll notice that the images themselves come out a little more clear than normal. Next, we're going to adjust the color settings. In order to adjust the color settings, you go to edit and then you come down to color settings. Right now it's set to North American General Purpose 2, and in this section there's different color settings available. I'm just going to keep it on North American General Purpose 2 for convenience factor. The next thing on the list is placing fill text. I'm going down to an empty frame down here, which is another page, sorry. And down here there's an empty frame that has something for text. In order to place fill text, you come up to the type section, the type tab, and you click all the way down here that says fill with placeholder text, and you'll see it'll have random text right there. Pretty simple. The next thing we're going to be showing you is how to create a new swatch. Over in the swatches panel right here, you can either double click on a swatch and adjust swatches here. You can also click this new swatch icon and it'll duplicate that swatch that I have selected, and I can double click there and change it there. And I can also come to the menu right here and type new color swatch, and I'll just change some colors here. Now there's a purple. I'll add it and then I'll click done. The next thing you need to see is how to place a logo from your CC library. You'll notice I do not have a CC library over on my right side panel bar, but if you go into the window section, you can find CC libraries right here. These are my different CC library options. You'll notice I don't have much here. So in our case, I'm going to scroll up to this second section right up here, and I'm going to I can click and drag and it'll place it right here. There's my image. You'll notice it's very, very big. In order to scale this down, the easiest way is coming up to these right here. These are the scales. There's 75. It's because my object is leaving its pasteboard. If I drag it this way, I can scale it some more. And every time you scale it, you'll notice that it'll drop back down to 100%. And here's a really small scaled image right there. Real simple. And you'll see a green line. That green line means it's centered vertically on that page. So there's an image right there that was placed in from the CC library and scaled to fit. To change the fill and stroke of an object, here's a tan square down here. you can click on the actual square, and up here is your fill and your stroke. The top one is the fill color. Here's purple, and the bottom one is your stroke. Here's a black now. You can also do the exact same thing in your swatches panel right here. This black frame is your fill. The purple background is your stroke. Next, I'm going to show you how to change the opacity of an image. If you click on an item, it doesn't matter which item. It can be an image itself. It can be this rectangle right here. In order to change that, there's a few different options available. The easiest one is up here, the checkerboard. That's opacity. And you can move that smaller, larger, 40%, 20%. Here's 77%. Another way you can change the opacity is with effects. Remember, opacity is right here as well. You can change it right here as well. And you can also add an effect of transparency, because transparency is also called opacity. And you can change that there as well. The next thing on our list is going to be changing the bleed and hiding the guides for the document. In order to change the bleed and hide the guides, you go up to File and you go to Document Setup. It gives you the document setup right here, and you're going to need to open up bleed right here, and I'm going to change the bleed to 0p0. And if you link them, it'll automatically link for you. If you don't want a specific one, let's say you want the inside to be 0p9, then you change that by not linking it. I'm gonna preview always and then click OK. There's my bleed changed, and now I need to hide the guides. In order to hide the guides, you're gonna go up to View and Grids and Guides and click Hide Guides. You'll notice my other guidelines are still there, the blue ones. If you zoom out far enough, you'll see that they disappear. These are not permanent blue lines, they're just guidelines. You can keep them, you can change them if you'd like. The next thing on the list is to be able to place an image that fits appropriately on the page itself. Like, for example, we have an image that should be going right here. Like, for example, I'll place an object, Control D or File Place, and here's a smiling little girl. And if I click, you'll see that it's really large and it goes off of the page. Well, that's not what we want. Instead, you're going to do click and drag, and it places the frame to the size that you'd like. And there's a smiling little girl. This, by the way, is my daughter Anna. The next thing we're going to go over is how to add text wrap and a clipping path on an image. For example, I'll select this image right here, the Mustang logo. In order to add a clipping path to that, you got to go to Object and come down to Clipping Path and Options. And after you've done that, you go to Type and Detect Edges. You'll notice that there's a bunch of little points around here. That's the threshold and the tolerance. If you want the inside edges, you include inside edges, but we're not doing that. And then we click OK. Now, in order to get text wrap around this, you need to go to Window and click Text Wrap, and these are our text wrap options. We have No Text Wrap, Wrap Around Bounding Box, and Wrap Around Object Shape. These two are jumping. I prefer Wrap Around Object Shape. It makes it look a little more cleaner. If you click on the image one time and move it to the left, you'll see that it lines up a little easier and nicer as well. You can also make an offset, and with that offset it's currently linked, and it makes it look a little more slightly appealing to the eye. It helps just a little bit. Gives you the eye a little better readability. The next thing we're going to do is dock a paragraph style in with the character styles. So let's say we never had this to begin with, and we need paragraph styles connected with character styles right here. In order to do that, we need to go up to Type, and we need to come down to Paragraph Styles. You can do the same concept with any of these styles or characters or glyphs. Click on Paragraph Styles, and you'll see we have this option right here. You drag it over until you see the blue, and I'm going to place it right below Character Styles, right there. And there's our Paragraph Styles. The next thing I'm going to show you with this Paragraph Styles panel is how to create a new paragraph style based on this chapter style right here. And I'm going to apply that to our last paragraph. So in order to do that, you're going to have multiple different options. First, select chapters as one option, and you can click Create New Style. And if you notice right here, it says Paragraph Style 1. I can double click and open it up, and it says based on chapters. That's one way to do that. Another way to do that is go to the menu right here and click New Paragraph Style. Name the new paragraph style, and then make it based on chapters, and then click OK. After you're done with that, you'll see there's my practice, the one I just made, and then I can select this last paragraph right here, and then make it based on practice, which is the chapters that we just created. Next, we're going to modify a character style. In order to modify a character style, you're going to see some different options available to you. For example, right here, you'll see this right here is a T name, and it says it right here in the character styles, T name. It has a little plus sign next to it. If I want to modify this, you got two different options. Option one is I can double click on T name, and it shows different settings for it. Right now this is the fonts that it's used for it. These are our formats. We've got our bold and our size and our leading edge and our case, uppercase, lowercase. These are our different formats we can go through here. If I want to center something, I go to the paragraph formatting controls and I press Align Center. That'll align this entire row, entire line centered. And then if I want to modify this character style itself, you would need to press Control Alt Shift S. And I double clicked and opened it up just to make sure. You can also do it by double clicking and reset to base. Now it has no styles associated with it. I'm going to click OK. There's the no styles associated with it. The next thing I'm going to show you is how to animate an image. This is not too difficult of a thing to do. I'm going to come over to this Indesign icon right here. And in order to animate something, you go to Window, and then you go to Interactive, and then click Animation. These are the different animations to choose from right here. I'll choose Fade In, and with the Fade In, you'll see right here the event is on page load, which means it automatically fades in whenever the page loads up. If you select on click, you'll notice that there's now an on page load and an on click. You're going to need to go back and deselect on page load so it's just on click. The duration, you can change the duration to a longer duration if you'd like, and you can have it play multiple times. You can have it loop multiple times if you'd like as well. This right here is the preview of it, and it comes in a really small tiny icon down at the bottom of the screen. The next item that I need to show you is how to create a gatefold. If you go to the Pages panel, open that up, you'll see a page 2 right here. If I want to create a gatefold with page 2 and 3 and 4, I click on that page 2 and I drag it to the right side of page 4 until I see that the frame on the right side of page 4, and I release. You'll see 3 on one page, on page 4, 3 different pages, and there's my new one right there. I've got page, there's our new page 3, there's our new page 4, and there's our original page 2. If I want to change the page size of this page 2, I'd come down here to edit page size, and you can choose a different page size. And if you want a custom page size, you might need a custom page size. You can change that page size right here. So here's 6IN and 40p, 40 picas. And I'll click OK. You'll notice the page itself, it gets larger based on the custom page size. You can use inches or picas. It won't matter. They both convert to picas in my Indesign document, but you can convert them all to inches if you prefer. Next, we're going to be placing page numbers on the document. In order to do that, you go to the Pages panel and you open up your A-Master by double clicking on it, and you'll see in the bottom corners the little number sign. That's the right side, that's the left side. If you click on that, you'll see a text frame. If you double click in that text frame, you'll see your text cursor flashing. That's when you go up to type and you go to insert special character and you go to markers and you select current page number. And if you go to the right side, you can do the exact same thing. You'll see the cursor flashing. You go to type, insert special characters, markers, current page number. And if you double click on each page, you should be seeing page numbers. Number 2 right there, number 3, number 4, number 5. The next thing we're going to do is place a table of contents. I'm going to place a table of contents on this page right here. In order to do that, you're going to need to go to Layout, not Table. Don't go to Table, but go to Layout and look for Table of Contents right here. And select that table of contents. Now this information right here, you're going to make sure you pay close attention to it. Right here, the TOC title, the table of contents style, is your default. This style itself might need to be changed. It might start off with no paragraph style, but if it says style, make sure you change it to TOC title or whatever title that they specify. These right here are paragraph styles. For example, these might already be over on the right side in the other styles section, and you might have to add in a specific order. Like if they want chapters first, then add chapters first. If they want heading first, add heading first. The rest of these you won't necessarily worry too much about. This is the head. This is for the headings. These are for if you want bookmarks and text anchors. And then you click OK. Do you want the table of contents to include items and overset text? Yeah. And then I'm gonna click and drag, and there's my table of contents. And you'll see some page numbers over to the right side as well. The next thing on the list is you're going to be packaging this document as well. In order to package it, you go to File, Package, and then this is the actual report of the packaging information. Here's the fonts, here's the missing links or modifications that may cause errors. Then I'm going to click Package, and then this item comes up right here. When you're in the printing instructions, make sure to clearly type what they want specified, and make sure it's spelled appropriately, make sure it's capitalized appropriately, make sure it has appropriate spacing. So if it says for instructions type review, then you type review. If it says phone number, you type phone number. After you've filled out the printing instructions, remember this goes in the slug area, you click continue, and it will give you different options for packaging your document. These are copying fonts, copy linked graphics, update graphics. More than likely an exam will tell you which items they want you to keep on there. I'm going to click package, and the document will package right up for me. The last thing I want to show you is how to export only a specific page. For example, we have this animation on this InDesign animation on page 3, and if I wanted to export only the InDesign, only the page with animation, I'm going to go to File and Export, and right here I'm going to label it InDesign InDesign Certification Review Animation, just so I know this is the animated one. Right here, the Save As type, since it is an animation, it needs to be interactive because I want only the animation page, and animations only work with interactive or EPUBs. Then I'll click Save. This dialog box appears. These are the specific items that you need to be aware of. My animation is on page 3, so I need to click Range, and then I need to select the number 1 and type in number 3. It won't be likely that you're able to change the page number with this dialog box. See, if I select it, it will not change it. And since I only want a specific page, I don't want the entire spread, I want that specific page. So I click Pages instead of Spreads. If I click Spreads, it's going to have all 3 pages on this gatefold. And I don't need to change any of these other items here. And I click Export. Yes, this document is old, so it will contain missing links. And now it's exported as an interactive PDF. That finishes the quick tips and reviews for InDesign certification and practice.